First, we want to take you on a birding expedition.
With the onset of winter, shorter days, and much colder temperatures, you might be tempted to head indoors and ride out the winter from the comfort of your couch. But if you find the call of the wild irresistible, as these folks do, you just might want to bundle up and join this intrepid band of birders. Gilsland Farm is tranquil on this morning. These 65 acres in Falmouth serve as the headquarters for Maine Audubon. The security guards are out in force, but let us pass on our way to the parking lot.
We just come kind of right up around the corner here.
A small group gathers, greeting each other with hushed voices. We have the perfect morning to go birding.
Going right around into the apple tree.
Which is what these folks do every week, through each season, all year.
Yeah, take a peek in the scope.
On this morning, you can sense that fall is retreating and winter is ready to make itself known. Birders know that each season presents its own cast of characters, and they are about to get a bird's eye view of early winter. It's a cold, beautiful sunrise, and our birders come prepared. Hats, gloves, binoculars. They don't need much more than that to savor this experience.
It's fascinating to, wake up in the morning and be like, what am I going to see today? And eventually, after a while, you start figuring out rhythms of, it's like, oh, there's an American tree sparrow. Like, oh, and winter's going to be here soon. And you can find these little hints about the changing of the seasons, what weather it's going to be like, and you can start understanding the rhythm of the place.
It is in this cathedral of nature that they are drawn to their passion. They fall in together like old familiar friends who don't need to say much to each other and begin their slow walk around the property.
I guess that's a woodpecker up on the right side of them.
Soaking in the peacefulness and beauty of the setting, always alert to what surprises nature might offer up in the stillness of the morning.
Golden crown kinglet. It's up right here in this group of branches here.
Susan Gilpin has been showing up for these birding walks for years.
Oh my goodness. I come every week at 7, and it's all quiet here, and it just keeps me grounded in nature, and it just makes me realize that, I'm a small person in a big world.
Oh, there's white-tailed deer.
Just to live in a house and not pay any attention to what's going on outside, that's not the way we're meant to live.
Birders have mastered the art of carrying on a conversation.
Sorry, it sounds like a red-bellied woodpecker. Yeah, there's a red-bellied woodpecker calling somewhere over here to the right, giving that really burry choo choo.
Without ever making eye contact. A quiet murmur in the group,
bluebird calling overhead,
brings everyone's eyes up. Doug Hitchcox is a staff naturalist at Maine Audubon and leads the walk this morning. He is one of the leading birders in the state. As he corrals the group toward a more wooded area, he talks about habitats, behaviors, and some of the finer points of birding.
What kind of feather is that?
So that's probably like a chest feather.
Yeah, frozen.
From a turkey.
Oh, a turkey.
Yeah.
I was wondering what it was from.
It's got both the pennaceous feather and the plumulus feather.
Technology has found its way to birding, and this morning, Doug consults with his app, eBird. Electronic birding is a way for birders to keep track of what they are seeing, adding their data to a citizen science project at the Cornell Lab of Ornithology.
One of the things we're doing on this walk is trying to keep track, so we just had a couple mallards fly over, so I'll put down 2 on the list there.
It helps to understand where the birds are and how their populations might be changing.
Goldfinch just scared it off the box.
But for these early birders meandering about in the woods, it's less about the bird count and more about the thrill of spying a beautiful bird welcoming the dawn of a new day. They move slowly through the sanctuary, stopping here and there, necks always craned, eyes to the sky. It is a morning ritual which keeps them connected to the inhale and exhale of nature, and an energizing way to begin their days.
If there are birds out there, I don't need coffee.
I had the nicest time on that shoot. It was a beautiful morning, and I love birds, so I was very excited to go along with them. I've never actually gone on a birding outing like that where you're,
Logging what you see and
Exactly.
keeping track of it, but you do look up at the sky, I know, to see
all
what
the
you are
time,
looking at.
all the time, and it was fascinating. There was a rhythm to this. There was almost a spiritual aspect to it with the birders, and I just got such a kick out of it. They all talked to each other, but all the time they were looking heavenward
Right.
and never looked at each other. So
Your photographer, Devin, would be right in front of them shooting a shot, and they're just looking on each side of them. And what time did you have to get up for that story?
Well, that was the last one they did at 7 a.m. I was going to mention that in a minute. The birding walks do take place year-round at Maine Audubon in Falmouth. Now they're at 8 o'clock in the morning because it's a little bit later in the morning through summer and fall. And if you'd like to learn more, of course, you can visit our website, the 207 section of our website, or go to the Maine Audubon website at maineaudubon.org. And then in the summertime, they switch back to 7 o'clock in the morning. So